Andy from Barrington Motorworks here. Just thought I'd take a few minutes to make a short video about how to identify some of the Slash 2 models, whether it be a R50, R60, R69S, just by looking at them. You know, sometimes if you go to a meet or you see somebody's bike at a cafe or a restaurant, maybe you want to know what it is, or at least be able to tell the different models apart. When I was first learning how to work on them and seeing the models, I kind of challenged myself with, identify this, identify that, and, real quick, easy things to be able to say what the model is. The point of the video is just kind of be a quick, easy thing. It's not every defining characteristic about each bike, or, how crazy that can get. But it's more just you're walking by a bike, you want to maybe try and figure out what it is. So just some ideas on what you might look at first. So hopefully you find it helpful, or at least entertaining. And if you do, maybe write a comment, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, or just come by the shop. We're always looking for people to stop by and say hey. But hopefully you find the video helpful. So the easiest way to start is with one of the more obvious parts of the motorcycle, and that's the valve covers. So typically with the Slash 2s, what you'll see is a valve cover that looks like this and a valve cover that looks like that. So if you see a bike with this valve cover with the 6 stripes on it, you can pretty much assume that it's an R50 or an R60. Now you will find this on Slash 3 models as well, for the R51/3 and the R67 in its different versions. But in regards to a Slash 2, you'll see this on an R50, R60, R50/2, R60/2, as well as the US versions. This, with the 2 stripes, you're only going to find on the 69, 69S, and the 69 US. Now, you will find some 500s with a valve cover that looks similar to this, but it is not this. This is for an R69, 69S. What the other one is an R50S. You won't see that very often. There was only maybe 1,400 of those made, so they're not as common. Sometimes what you'll see is people will take valve covers from Slash 5s and they'll put it on their R50, R60 to get the 2-stripe look, but it's not totally accurate. Now, as far as differences between these, other than the stripes, you'll see how much longer the R69S cover is. That's because the head is much larger and much longer as well. They have bigger valves, and they just fit onto the cylinder a bit differently. So if you're looking real quick, these are the first easiest things to see. The next would be the cylinder. So this is your 500 or R50, R50/2 cylinder, R51/3 cylinder, really basic 4-bolt hole pattern and rounded sides. So very, very slim profile. Now, if you take that and compare it to your R60, you'll see on the sides you'll have what some people will refer to as nipples, that are these. Other people refer to them as fins. So if you see a valve cover that looks like this and you're wondering whether it's a 500 or a 600, there's your 600. Look to the cylinder next. Still has the 4-bolt hole pattern, but it has the fins on the side, whereas the 500 has a smooth side. So there they are next to each other. Now, say you see this, but you don't understand, or you don't maybe 100% realize that it's an R69S or an R69. The next thing you can look at is the cylinder on that, and you'll see instead of a 4-bolt hole pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, it has 2 more bolts, one at the top and one at the bottom. That's going to be the way that the cylinder head attaches to the cylinder. So say you're looking at it and you look at the spark plug. Right behind the spark plug cap should be another bolt. This has smooth sides as well. Some people will wonder what's the difference between an R50 and an R60 slash, or excuse me, an R50, an R50/2, R60, R60/2. The easiest way to identify those would be on the frame right here, behind where the transmission and the swing arm meet and the drive shaft area. There's going to be a welded on baffle right there to help support the frame. If it's before 61, you won't find that baffle. There are a few other things, but they're not as obvious. Those would be how the tank mount underneath the tank is. It might be part of the secondary backbone. That's an earlier version. Or it may be on its own on the upper part of the backbone and come down a little bit farther. There is also some extra gusseting that's installed onto the steering neck. That's another way to do it. But really the easiest way is going to be your valve covers and your cylinders, as well as your carburetors. They're going to be a little bit bigger on the R69, 69S, a little bit smaller 24s on the R50s and R60s. So that's just kind of your basic rundown of it. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you obviously have any questions or comments or have anything to add, please feel free to reach out. We're always looking for more information. Thanks a lot, guys.